Alright, hello everyone. I don't know if you can tell. You can tell. It is pouring outside. And I have a date with an Audi A7 that we're going to be driving around for the evening. It's not going to be pretty though. Yeah, it's pouring. So I'm actually on my way. We're in my personal car right now. This is my my 328. On our way to suburban Audi of Farmington Hills, and we're gonna take a ride in a Audi A7 for the evening. So I'm kind of excited for that. That's a very desirable car. So I'm excited for that. It's been raining for the past 24 hours easily. And this should make for a very interesting evening. Oh my god, I can't wait to be on the freeway in this. It's rush hour and it's pouring, and I just have to get to the dealership because my A7 is going to be waiting for me. I'm excited to do that. So I hope you all enjoy it. It always takes forever to get out of here, so now we're going to wait. But I hope you enjoy, the evening with the Audi A7, even though it is pouring. And, yeah, I hope we have some fun. Here's something I saw that was kind of really, really cool looking. This is a white Cayman GTS. Reminds you a lot of, it is so windy outside. Reminds you a lot of the 918. I don't know if you see what I'm seeing, but I see a little bit of a 918 in this car. This thing is beautiful. But yeah, Audi is right next door. That's where we're going to be jumping in. So let's go ahead and get to that. Okay, so now you can allow me to give you a little tour of the inside of this beautiful, beautiful sedan here. Let's go ahead and try the driver door there. I always love this. I know this is mostly on coupes, but how the kind of roof line doesn't go into the window there, I just always like that. I mean, I'm sure that's like just a personal, whatever. So there's that wood I was talking about, how absolutely lovely that is. And you're just working around here. You got the Bose, giant Bose speakers. And let's just look at this real quick because this interior is lovely. Very quiet in here. Very still interior. Got a little touchpad there. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the car in just a second so that you can kind of get a full feel for, how the car kind of comes to life. Let's show the back here. It's getting very misty outside. But as you can see, such a beautifully simple interior. Got your controls there. For the back seat, real nice. I'm going to show you opening the hatch again. It's just done on this little button right there on the key fob. Just hold that down, and you got tons of space back here. You can fold those seats down as well. Dealer plate, what up? Go ahead and close that by holding it down again. Let's go ahead and start this up. You got the start-stop button is actually on this side, the shift knob. Press that, start it up. Hello, how you doing? Controls there. Touchpad there. Electric parking brake. Here's kind of your drive system there. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I'm going to take it away from the parking lot so that we can get a little, little acclimated beforehand and, just kind of, I don't even know if you can see me. Just, as I'm driving this around a little bit here, just kind of through the parking lots and whatnot, you could kind of instantly feel what you have power over. It's a really little steering wheel. It's not, big. The bolstering is very, very nice around it. The thumb grips are good. There's a lot of little contours in the car, or in the steering wheel, and they're kind of all apparent, and it's very, very ergonomical, very nice to hold. And the dimensions of the car just feel a lot easier to get used to when you have a steering wheel that's, ergonomically finished and feels really nicely in your hands. So, +1 for the Audi A7 right there. Now, we're going to go ahead and I'm just going to say +2 because this interior is actually very, very nice. One thing that I actually really like about it is, as I'll show you the interior, more of those kind of things, the wood trim around it is real wood, first of all, and I know a lot of people say that, it's like, oh, it's real wood, and it just kind of feels plasticky, it's like finished in a very, plastic-y finish, versus, this one, the wood finish that's in the A7, has a little bit of an abrasiveness to it, and I think that adds a lot of character to the wood itself, and in return adds a lot of character to the interior of the car, so that's +2 for Audi right there. We're driving around in it, and it has the auto start-stop feature with the engine. It's pretty smooth. This is actually very smooth. This kind of reminds me of the Cadillac system, I'll be honest, and I know I've done a lot of Cadillac reviews, but this system is very similar to how smooth the Cadillac system is. It's very preppy, and it is very responsive, and you don't even notice that it's there. Like right now the car's off. You can notice the car's off. I mean, you don't feel an engine, but as soon as it turns back on, it's just like it wasn't even off. Very nice. Very nice! Actually, Volkswagen is doing very, very well in their cars is the paddle shift system on the steering wheel. And the reason I say that is that they're doing it very well is that it literally, I don't know of another, system of the steering wheel plus the paddles that really feels as good as this one does in your hands, okay? I have yet to use the A7s, but this kind of is very, very similar, like the GTI can't even speak English sometimes when I'm trying to talk fast. When you're trying to talk fast and you just over your words. Over your words. It's like right now I'm in manual. The paddles have a little click to them. And it's powerful as hell. Oh my god. Really, really sloped. Ooh! Okay, if you have an Audi A7, I really like your blinkers because the stock, the indicator stock, it just felt really nice turning it on for some reason. I didn't even know there was a house there. It felt really nice just turning that on. That was cool. And right now I am in comfort mode because there are a number of drive modes here. You got comfort, you got auto, you got dynamic, and you got individual. And you can kind of edit the individual drive mode. I saw that on the GTI actually, and I'm going to take a turn here, and I'm going to go ahead and put it in dynamic mode. And the other cool thing is, I look amazing on the outside. This is an extremely, extremely beautiful car. And the super sharp angles, the way the LEDs are shaped, and all that sort of thing are extremely Audi. And I think that's fantastic. I think it's great. Oh, and there's an ambulance. So I'm going to get over and stop.
Credit cards and scams, getting the list in the money.
I have such a bad headache after doing that. Why did I do that? Why? One thing I can't help but criticize a little bit is the auto start stop feature, which does unfortunately shut off your engine and stiffen up the steering wheel a little earlier than I would really like to. A little bit ago it actually shut off when I was going 4 miles an hour. A little more intrusive than I'd like to do. In my time so far with this Audi A7, you kind of... It's beeping at me. We're good. But anyway, in my time with this car, you know, obviously the more time you spend on the car, the more you kind of learn about it. But anyway, in the time that I've been with the A7 for this bit that I've had it, you kind of get a good feel for, you know, the kind of car that it's trying to be. So, the A7, it isn't trying to be anything more, you know, hardcore than a luxury sedan. You know, it's kind of like the E-Class. When I was driving the E-Class, you know, this was back in, I think, April, maybe, but when I was driving the E-Class, you know, I threw that thing in sport mode or like race mode or whatever it had. I think it had Race Plus even or something like that. Something like that. Sport Plus, I don't know. But it had paddles, it had Sport Plus mode, all that cool stuff. I was like, this is going to be the coolest thing ever. I can't wait to feel what it feels like to drive this cool of a car. But, I mean, when I threw it into that mode and tried to push it and, you know, threw it hard into corners and get a feel for it, the car didn't feel like it wanted to do that. This was a car that was made to get you from A to B in the most kind of beautiful Audi way possible. That's what the car was made for, and that's what it feels like it was made for. While it looks extremely sharp and aggressive and all that cool stuff, and I love the way it looks, and so do all my friends, the ride is sumptuous. It's got a lot of forgivingness to it in the suspension and the kind of way that it feels when you're driving it. It's very welcoming to drive, all that good stuff. And I think if you look at it as a classy, I almost killed someone just now. If you look at it in a very classy kind of manner, a more laid-back cruiser, then that's where it presents itself in the best way possible. When we're talking about the 370Z that I did, you know, even a few nights ago, completely different animal. I mean, they didn't spend a lot of time on refining the interior or anything like that because that car was meant to be driven hard. I mean, everything was super stiff about it, and you had to be awake the entire time you're driving it because of the way the car drove. This one, completely different. I mean, you get an S model Audi, it's probably closer to, you know, a hardcore car. But again, like I said with the steering, and I'll keep saying this, you don't get a lot of, you know, pinpoint direction. Like it doesn't shoot its nose into a corner until you steer it probably, you know, deeper into its radius. This would make a very good autonomous car. First time, and hopefully the only time you'll ever hear me say that. I could see this being a car that drives itself very easily, the A7. I almost feel like it is already. I mean, given the technology and everything that's good about that, I mean, it's an incredibly comfortable car. So, I don't like cars that drive themselves, but if I was going to pick a car that would feel like it would, I don't even know if that sentence made sense, but this would be it.